and welcome to Cosmetics Business in Conversation with Merck. I'm Becky Barge, Senior News and Social Media Reporter at Cosmetics Business. And for today's conversation, I am joined by Dr. Gail Bale, Head of Application Laboratory at Merck. Hi, Gail. It's a pleasure having you on Cosmetics Business in Conversation with Merck today.
Hi, Becky. Thank you very much for having me as well. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, well, we're very happy to have you here as well. So I know for this conversation, you're going to tell us a little bit about Merck's Blend Library campaign. So let's start at the very beginning. You know, what is this campaign that you're running at Merck?
So actually, the story started 20 years ago when the lab technicians decided to collect all the pigment blends that they were producing in the lab. So during customer projects or simply creation of color forecasts or also marketing initiatives, we were always creating new colors by mixing pigments or functional fillers. And at some point, we realized that all these colors were a real treasure to support customers in the future and also to accelerate our own daily work. So last year in 2021, we decided to characterize each blend of this library, to sort all colors, and also to create a database with digitalized pictures. And the idea is to make this library now available to our customers so that it can support them for their daily color development or also color matching process.
Fantastic. I mean, that must have been quite a tall order to put all of those colors together and digitize them. So, I mean, how many colors, could you create with this current portfolio that you have?
Well, actually, we could create thousands of colors. So we have more than 100 pigments in our portfolio, and we also have 27 functional fillers. So you can mix 1, 2, 3 or more pigments and add also these functional fillers. And this can lead to many different effects and colors. You can play, for example, with particle size, which is going to influence the sparkling effect. You can play with interference pigments mixed with mass tone pigments. You can also add color travel effects. So these are pigments with different colors depending on the angle. Or you can also play with the substrate of the pigment. So all in all, you can really create a very big variety of effects and colors. So yeah, this would be thousands of options.
Yeah, very personalized to brands as well within the formulation process. 100%. So, I mean, what's the normal process for color development in your lab?
So we can either create a color from scratch, or we can use a reference color that we want to match. So there are just a couple of mixing rules that must be respected when creating a blend. So for example, complementary colors for interference pigments should not be mixed. Because when we mix blue and yellow interference pigments, then we will get a silver white pigment. Right. So once knowing this basic rules, then the lab will try to achieve the desired color by mixing the minimum number of pigments.
Okay, that's great. So you want to use as few pigments as possible when it is that you're mixing together, is that right?
Yes, exactly. This is always easier.
Fantastic. And so, I mean, how do you characterize all of these colors that you've talked about in your portfolio, thousands, how do you differentiate all of them?
So to characterize the colors, we use a basic equipment, which is a spectrophotometer. And we use also universal classification, which is the CLAB color space. That is also called the LAB color space. So it's containing 3 different parameters. The first one is the lightness, and then we have the AB values. And these AB values correspond to the 4 colors of human vision, which are red, blue, green, and yellow. And afterwards, so we prepare with these blends nail lacquers. And these nail lacquers are then applied on what we call drawdown cards, which are cards with half of the area is white and the other half is black. And we apply the nail lacquer with a control thickness. And afterwards, we can measure with the spectrophotometer things like colors or sparkling effect. Yeah, and with all this data, we can easily classify and sort all our blends.
Fantastic. Gosh, yeah, I mean, that just sounds like such a wide spectrum. And, for beauty brands, what can colorists from those brands and from within the industry, find across this entire library?
Well, I guess we can find a lot of things inside. First of all, inspiration. Sometimes our customers are simply looking for new ideas, and this is definitely very helpful to just open the library and have a look at this hundreds of colors. I think we can also find there color matching ideas to accelerate color development. So if customers know or exactly what they want in terms of colors, then they simply have to put the different features in the software, and then afterwards they get directly the a wide variety of shades that they can select from. We can also find a classification according to colors, as I said, but also sparkling effect, color travel effect, and also other claims, such as Cosmos compliant or vegan or halal certified, etc. So it's not only colors and sparkling effect, but also claims that can be very useful for the end customer.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a fantastically useful tool, just, opens it wide up for beauty brands. And so the teaser to go to briefly in your library shows nail lacquers. So are the applications of these blends limited to nail lacquers?
No, this is not limited to nail lacquers. The idea that we had was to demonstrate how the blends would look like in a real application, cosmetic application. So these blends can be used in any type of formulation, as long as the regulatory aspects and the pigment stability are respected. So makeup and skincare are both possible.
Fantastic. I mean, this sounds like such a wonderful project that you've been working on for quite some time, I imagine, as well. So, well done to you guys at Merck. It sounds so exciting for you.
Yeah, we are very happy to see that all this work through the years is finally coming to something real, and that we can support the colorists all around the world.
Amazing. Well, congratulations again, Gail, and thank you so much for joining me today. Again, it's just been an absolute pleasure having you here for Cosmetics Business in Conversation with Merck.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you ever so much, Gail. And if any of our viewers would like to discover more interviews like this from companies across the beauty industry, please head to our YouTube channel and click subscribe, or alternatively visit cosmeticsbusiness.com.